Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone. And welcome to another day when we get to listen to Baba's Avyakt versions. So we can begin our beautiful day with the elevated versions of Baba. And in today's Murli, Baba's talking about being a great donor. And in this Murli, Baba starts off by saying that we children of Baba, we are pure, we are royal, and at the same time, along with royalty, there's also reality. So purity is in terms of our personality. Royalty is in terms of being an embodiment of all virtues and attainments. So those who have all attainments, Baba calls them royal, filled with royalty. And then the third thing Baba says is reality, which is being a spiritual embodiment of all of remembrance. So Baba looks at all these three aspects. And in today's Murli, Baba gives us the title of being Master Merciful. Baba says the souls in the world are going through a lot. There's a lot of sorrow. There is a lot of discontentment. And there are desires in some form or the other, in the form of body, mind, or wealth. So every soul in this world has those desires, and they lack attainments. But we, being Baba's children, we are full of attainments. So being the ones who are full and who are content, we need to donate what the souls really need in this world, which is peace and the virtues. So Baba's giving us a good reminder of what our responsibility is as a Brahmin in today's Murli. So let's hear what Baba has to say today. So the title is Become a Great Donor and a Bestower of Blessings. And originally this Murli was spoken on January 20th, 1984. Today, Bap Dada is seeing in all the children the personality of purity, the royalty of being an embodiment of all attainments, and the reality of being a spiritual embodiment of remembrance. So purity in terms of our personality, where there's purity not just in words, deeds, but in thoughts at the root level. Purity in our vibration, so personality of purity. Then the royalty, because we are full of all attainments, an embodiment of it. And the reality of being a spiritual embodiment of remembrance. Because in the current Brahman life, which is our current reality, we make this practice, we work on making this practice firm of being an embodiment of remembrance. So he is seeing all the children crowned with the sparkling light of the personality of purity. So Baba is saying that he is looking at us. So now just imagine that crown on your head, the crown with sparkling light of personality of purity. And you're wearing that crown with a lot of grace. On the one side, he is seeing the gathering of the children who are embodiments of all attainments. So the ones who are royal have the royalty, who are embodiments of attainments. On the other side, the souls of the world who always lack something and are never embodiments of attainment. So those who don't have any spiritual wealth, we know spiritual wealth cannot be replaced by anything physical or material. Nothing physical or material can fill that void, that gap. It's only spiritual wealth that can make us content. So Baba says these are the souls who lack something or another. They are never embodiments of attainment. Even though they constantly have all temporary attainments, they are never content. They always want something or another. So, because the attainments are temporary, they don't last long. So you may get something, and then after some time, you need something else. You need something else. So they constantly chant, I want this. I want that. They are running around. They are thirsty and constantly wandering around here and there with the desire to attain something in terms of body, mind, wealth, or other people. So their desires in order to attain, Baba says, it is in terms of body, mind, wealth, or to be with other people. And they're constantly wandering. And even if they get something, it just brings a temporary attainment. And then they still continue to wander. They especially want three things and make all sorts of effort for them. Firstly, they want power of the body, a healthy body, of wealth, of status, or of their intellect. So the desire is, yes, a healthy body, and then wealth and status. And then, of course, there's also intellect, to be having a good intellect, to be smart, to be clever. Secondly, they also want devotion. They want to be able to perform devotion with an honest heart for a few moments. And so even the devotees, they want to perform devotion in peace with an honest heart for a few moments. Because we know, just like in remembrance and devotion also, we may sit to perform devotion, but the mind wanders here and there. So with an honest heart for a few moments, they want to perform devotion. Devotee souls have the desire to form such devotion, something which is pure and coming from their heart. Thirdly, since the Copper Age, many souls have been seeing the world of sorrow and crying out in distress. And because of this sorrow and peacelessness, have been considering temporary attainment to be like a mirage, like oasis in the desert. So Baba says that they consider false things to be true, something which is just an illusion. And so Baba says that this world is full of sorrow, and people are experiencing sorrow and peacelessness, and they look for something temporary to help them fill that emptiness which is there within. So therefore, they want liberation from the world of sorrow and the bondage of the sorrow of vices. Devotees want devotion, others want power, and others want liberation. So Baba said there are desires, and desires are also of a variety of forms. Some have the desire of healthy body, wealth, status, and Baba says of intellect, and the second who want to do devotion in peace with an honest heart, and third who are in sorrow and peacelessness, and they are also looking for that peace. Therefore, they want liberation from the world of sorrow and the bondage of the sorrow of vices. Devotees want devotion, others want power, and others want liberation. So, desire for devotion, for power, as well as liberation. So there are souls who are like, we don't want to be in this world. They say we want to be free, we don't want to be in a body. So they want liberation. Who are the jewels of contentment, who can give such discontented souls a drop of happiness, peace, purity, and knowledge, and enable them to attain something. And just like when someone becomes very, very weak, you give them IV fluid, and that too goes drop by drop inside the body. So here souls have become so weak, and they're looking for these attainments, but they are looking for it in the world outside. And then Baba says, You are the ones who are full of contentment, who can give such souls a drop of happiness, peace, purity, knowledge, a drop of all virtues, and enable them to attain something. Are you this? You are the children of the merciful Father. So, Baba is merciful, so we are the merciful children. Baba has compassion for you, that as the children of the bestower, you still constantly cry out, I want this, I want that, I want this, for some temporary attainment. So, even being Baba's children, we can have desires and we can still keep wanting things. That's why Baba reminds us, Icha acha hone nahi deti. When you have a desire, doesn't make you be good, right? Because the desire pulls the intellect. So rather than focusing on the attainments we're receiving from Baba, we're still focusing on what we lack. I want this, I want that for a temporary attainment. So, do you children who are master bestowers and embodiments of attainment feel mercy for the souls of the world? So, children of the merciful Father, master bestowers, an embodiment of all attainments. Baba says, do you have mercy for the souls of the world? Do you have the enthusiasm to help your brothers who are wandering around so much, chasing after temporary desires? Children of the bestower, cast your vision of mercy and compassion on your brothers. Become great donors. The Baba says, have the vision of mercy, have the vision of compassion, be great donors. That's why Baba says, don't look at the weakness of somebody. Yes, you could see a weakness, but also look at it with the vision of mercy and give those souls power through your vibrations. Have mercy, have compassion for them. So become bestower of mercies, become sparkling jewels of contentment, and make everyone happy. So now we already have the crown. Baba said the sparkling crown of light on our heads. And now Baba says you also have a sparkling jewel in the center of the forehead, which is the jewel of contentment, which you are. Make everyone content. Nowadays, people call out to the goddess of contentment a great deal because where there is contentment, nothing is lacking. Right? So, because when there is contentment, you are full. And because you are full, you are able to give. When there is feeling of emptiness, then the capacity to give it decreases. But when you're full, it automatically comes. You automatically give. So be the goddess of contentment. The souls really need all that which we can provide them right now, provided we ourselves are content. On the basis of contentment, one is able to experience having plenty of physical wealth. If you give even 2 rupees to someone who is content, this is equivalent to 100,000. If someone is a multi-millionaire and not content, then that million is not a million, for he is a beggar for desires. Someone may be physical wealth may be there, but Baba says still having desires and not experiencing contentment means that soul is still a beggar for desires. And Baba sings, everyone is calling Santoshi Ma the goddess of contentment. And we have to be the bestowers of that. Desires means distress. Desires, icha, can never make you good, acha, because although your perishable desires may be fulfilled, they also give birth to many other desires, which is true. When you have one desire, how it leads to another, it leads to another. It has this chain effect. One starts and then so many others follow. And it's the same thing with our vices as well. One leads to another, leads to another. Jealousy could lead to anger. Ego could lead to anger. So how one gets related to the other. So Baba says, although your perishable desires may be fulfilled, they also, so if anything gets fulfilled, then it also gives birth to many others. This is why you become trapped in the circles of desires, as though you are trapped in a spider's web. So a spider creates its own web and it gets stuck in its own web. And how does it then come out of that trap? It has to start eating its own web. So we too, what do? Internally, we create all these desires and we go into the expansion of the desires. And then what do we learn? We learn slowly, slowly, let go, let go, let go, let go. It's like you are accommodating everything inside and letting it go, letting it go. So as though you are trapped in a spider's web, you cannot become free even though you want to. Right? These desires are such that they will completely trap us. And then it's hard for us to free ourselves. Therefore, make your brothers who are trapped in such a web ignorant of even knowing about perishable desires. And people feel this is the way of living. You have to have these desires, you need these things. And then Baba reminds us about what truly the soul needs, what truly the soul wants. So in order to be free, truly what the soul really needs is purity. When the soul is pure, the soul is light, the soul is free. There's no bondage. So the soul needs purity. To be distressed, parishan, means to act beneath your dignity, shan. And this needs to be underlined. When you are distressed, parishan, it means you have acted beneath your dignity, shan, which Baba says you come down from your throne. From sitting on the throne, you come down into dirt. You step down. So when you step down, you lose your title. And the similar thing Baba says, your angels, we need to be flying above. We don't have to come down and play in mud. So all of you are children of God, children of the bestower, and all attainments are your birthright. When you lose your dignity, you become distressed. And so I have to check if I have become distressed somewhere, I have acted beneath my dignity. So I have to be careful. And we are all children, so we should be full of dignity. Show such souls their elevated dignity. Do you understand what you have to do? All you double foreign children are going back to your respective places. So everyone, of course, comes to Madhuban. They get filled like full clouds, and then they go to their respective service places and they shower the rain of knowledge there. So Baba says, what will you do when you get back? So Baba says, become great donors and bestowers of blessings and fill the aprons of all souls with attainments of peace and happiness. This is the thought you are going back with, is it not? Baba says, go back with the thought. So this is also for us now that we finish the Zoom meeting, but we have to still keep in our mind, we are great donors and bestower of blessings. So, and we have to be embodiments of these and we have to keep giving. So fill the aprons of soul with attainments of peace and happiness. This is the thought you're going to go back with, is it not? Seeing the children's courage and love, Bab Dada gives the children multi-million-fold return of their constant love. Those who live in faraway lands have come closer through their recognition and attainment. They have recognized who Baba is. That's why Baba says the ones who are nearby are not able to recognize, but those who live far away, they're able to recognize. And of course, they also experience their attainments. So whereas those of this land have become distant through their recognition and attainment, therefore double foreign children with the determination to be embodiments of attainment and having the enthusiasm of attainment constantly continue to move forward. The bestover of fortune, the bestover of all attainments is with you. So who is with you? The bestower of fortune, the bestower of all attainments. That's why just having Baba with us as a companion and feeling Baba's presence, that's all we need. And then we know how Baba works through us and how we do feel that we are so fortunate to have Baba and to have all these attainments and to even experience them. Acha, to the merciful children of the merciful Father, to the children who are jewels of contentment. And so you see, there are so many titles in the Murli that we are merciful children. We are the jewels of contentment who make everyone full of the treasure of contentment. To the children who are embodiments of attainments, who remain well-wishers for others with the good wishes to enable them to attain something. To those who make everyone ignorant of the knowledge of perishable desires. To such powerful children, Bab-Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. So, Baba says that not only we move away from all these perishable desires, but we even enable others to move away from what is perishable to what is unlimited. And so we are all powerful children. So Baba gives us love, remembrance, and namaste. So seeing the double foreign children, Bapdada said, if anyone in this group is told to stay here, are you ever ready? So Baba's asking, since they are double foreigners and they do leave Madhuban and go back to their service places, if anyone was to ask to stay here, are you ever ready? None of you have any bondage back home, do you? This will also happen. The time will come when everyone's ticket is cancelled and you will be made to stay here. At such a time, no one will want to take salvation facilities. Do all of you remember how you spent those 4 days when Brahma Baba became Avyakt? So Baba became Avyakt on the 18th of January, and on 21st the body was cremated. So those 4 days, Baba's reminding how you spent those 4 days. Was the building big enough? Did you cook anything? So how did you spend those 4 days? The days of destruction will also be spent just like that. So those 4 days, so many came from all over Bharat and came to be there. And of course, it's not like some cooking was anything was going on. Everyone was in the sitting in meditation, tapasya. So how did you spend those 4 days? The days of destruction will also be spent just like that. You were absorbed in love at that time, were you not? Completion will also take place in a stage Just like that, when you will be absorbed in love, you will then stay here on the mountains and do tapasya. The Baba is saying, even at the end, the same thing will happen. We will be here in the mountains and we'll be doing tapasya and we will be absorbed in love. You will see the whole of destruction with your third eye. You are carefree in this way, are you not? And so Baba said, we are ever ready as well as we are carefree. Ever ready means anytime anything happens, it's acceptable to the soul. We are free. We will be flexible no matter what the situation is. And then Baba also says that carefree. You don't have any worries about your house, your family, or your work. And sometimes things don't work out the way we want. And towards the end, of course, things will be very different. And we see it already. So Baba says that will we have any worries about what will happen to family and so and so? You are always carefree. There is no question as to what will happen. Whatever happens will be good. This is something we have to have full faith in. Whatever is happening is good. Happened is good. Happening is good. And whatever is happened to happen is even better. So whatever happens will be good. This is called being carefree. Means no matter what, our attitude is positive and ready to accept. No worries. And whatever happens will be good. This is called being carefree. So when Baba says carefree emperor means, Baba's explaining everything is good. Everything is good. And not to resist anything. You might remember the building of your center or your bank balance. Nothing should be remembered. Yours is true wealth, whether it has been used for a building or is in the bank. So Baba says ours is true wealth. It's being used for service or if it's sitting in the bank, Baba says, but internally we've surrendered it to Baba. It's true wealth. You will receive your wealth multiplied, multi-million fold. You have ensured everything, have you not? Dust will turn to dust and you will receive your wealth multiplied, multi-million fold. So this is why Baba says we are so fortunate. The bestower of fortune is with us because everything of ours is insured and nothing is going to turn to dust. Everything we will receive a return multi-million fold. What else do you want? True wealth can never go waste. So again, what does true wealth means? When Baba says you have true wealth means whatever you have is beneficial, not just to you, but to the world. To the yagya and from the yagya to the world. And true wealth can never go waste. Do you understand? So when Baba says true wealth, it means the wealth of thoughts, such that our thoughts are not wasted, and we use it for doing service, even through our thoughts, sending good wishes and vibrations to the world, and of course through the knowledge we give, through the acts we perform. So Baba says, and physical wealth too, which we again surrender to Baba, use for service. So do you understand? Remain constantly carefree in this way. I don't know what will happen to the center afterwards. What will happen to our home? So usually this question comes, right? If I don't go there, what will happen? How will they take care of themselves? How will things run? Baba says, let there not be this question. All of it has already been used in a worthwhile way. You no longer have any question as to whether it will be used in a worthwhile way or not. You have already willed it in advance. So we have willed everything. Baba, all of this is yours. So Baba says it has already been used in a worthwhile way, not even being presently, yes, but Baba says it has already been. You've given it to Baba, then it won't go to waste. It is used in a worthwhile way. When someone has made his will beforehand, he remains carefree. So in the mind, he's free. because he knows that if anything happens, things will be taken care of. Here too, Baba says you've given your will to Baba. So remain carefree. You will get a heavy return of everything that you've given. All of you have willed your every breath, your thought, the second, the wealth and body, have you not? So, in our will, what we have given, everything, time, thought, body, wealth. So we have given it to Baba. You cannot use anything for yourself that you have already willed. Right? So, whatever I have willed, then I cannot use. But yes, I take guidance from Baba. Right, Baba, this is to be done. You guide me. You tell me what to do. So this way, then we are taking guidance from Baba and doing it. You cannot use a second or a penny without Srimad. It all belongs to God. Therefore, souls cannot use it for themselves or for other souls. You can use it according to the directions you receive. So we receive directions from our senior center instruments, and accordingly it can be used. But Baba says use it as per Srimad. Otherwise, it is being dishonest with the treasures you have been entrusted with. And this is what happens. Many souls, when they come to Baba, they receive a speciality, which is a gift of being a Brahmin. And they receive this speciality. But what happens? Because of that speciality, that you could develop an ego. And since you develop that ego, you will see after a certain amount of time, that speciality will go away. Because one, you have not valued that speciality. And second, you thought it to be yours. And you develop ego. But if you were humble, if you recognize this is what Baba's blessing is on me, to have this speciality, to use it for service, that speciality would only grow over time. It would only grow. And not just you, you would be able to even donate that specialities to others. This is what Baba says, make equal to yourself, means what specialty you have, you donate to others. You enable others to also have that speciality. So Baba says, you have to be careful with the treasures you have been entrusted with. If you use even a little of your wealth without any direction for any task, that wealth will then put you to where it has been used. Means your intellect will be pulled wherever you have used it. The wealth will pull the mind, and the mind will pull the body and distress you. Because anything is not done as per Srimad, we know the intellect and that gets pulled away from Baba. And usually gets pulled to what we did. So you have willed it all, have you not? Now again, remember, we have willed our thoughts, we have willed our second, body, wealth, everything to Baba. If you use everything according to the directions you receive, there is no sin, no burden. You are free from that. And sometimes when we don't know what to do, just write to Baba. Just write to Baba that, Baba, I need guidance here. You tell me. Definitely you'll get the answer, because Baba is also bounded. He has to help us. So you do understand the directions, do you not? You have received directions from everything. It is clear, is it not? You never become confused, do you? You never become confused as to whether you should do something or not for a particular task, do you? Right? So Baba says that every Shrimat has been clearly put in front of us. We've been listening to Baba's Murli. We know what Srimad is. So Baba's asking, do we get confused about what we should do or not for a particular task? Because we know as per Srimad how we need to go about doing things. And if not, Baba always says and verify with those who are experienced. Whenever there is a little confusion, have it verified by the instruments. Or if your stage is powerful, then the touchings you receive at Amrit Vela will always be accurate. See, Baba saying two things. One is, yes, confused, ask the instruments who are experienced, or Baba says if your yoga is good, your stage is powerful, then Baba will definitely give you touchings and you will know what to do. So, and that'll be accurate. Don't sit at Amrit Vela with mixed feelings in your mind. Just sit with a plain intellect and the touchings will be accurate. So you sit with a plain intellect means, Baba, I'm your instrument. I'm available. You can use me the way you want. I'm here. I'm there for service. So just telling Baba, Baba, I'm available. I'm there for service. Your instrument is ready for anything. That is being plain. We don't have any preferences or anything. Baba, I'm available. So for such children, then Baba also remembers, yes, these children are flexible, they're ready. Whenever some children have problems, they sit with only their own feelings in their mind. This is what I should do. This is what should happen. In my opinion, this is fine. Therefore, the touchings would not be accurate. So Baba saying why we don't get the touchings before, because we are becoming our own judge and we are saying this is what is I should do, right? This is how it should happen. We are putting in our own terms, right? So it's not like as if I'm asking Baba, I'm telling Baba this is how things should be. And Baba says then you don't receive those touchings. They would then only receive a response of the thoughts of their own mind. And we know in the past also, the Sakar days, children would come and tell Baba, Baba, we want to get married. And Baba would say, okay, go get married, right? And so Baba would then just give a response as per the thoughts of your mind. If you truly want a response, Baba says, our plain intellect, have no preferences within, no opinions. Baba, I'm just giving it to you, you guide me. Become so neutral. This is why somewhere or other there is no success. They then become confused about the direction they received at Amrit Vela and thereby don't understand why something happened or why they weren't successful. And so Baba's telling the reason that we don't receive those accurate touchings is because we ourselves don't have that plain intellect. So Baba says that to be confused about the direction because they don't understand why something happened and then why they weren't successful. However, they had mixed feelings in their own minds. And so they just received the fruit of those feelings. So if your feelings are mixed, then you won't be able to get an accurate answer from Baba. That's what Baba is saying. What fruit would you receive from the dictates of your own mind? There would only be confusion, would there not? This is why willing even the thoughts of your mind. So you will it, you give it. Baba, I've surrendered this mind to you. So now I don't have to think, you think for me. You have to think for me. So this is my thought. What does Baba say? Acha. Well, we say, right? This is how I think, Baba. This is how I feel, Baba. This is how I should happen, Baba. And then Baba says, Acha. And the response is also mixed. Acha, Om Shanti. Let's have a moment of silence. Just reflect on some of the points. Om Shanti. Would anyone like to share what touched their heart? What touched your heart today from what Baba spoke?
Om Shanti Sneha.
Om Shanti.
Just the whole Murli, if you see, there were just 3 grounds. 1, what should be my thought? Second, what is that the world needs? And third, action plan. What and why should I do? So when I went through it, I just had a few thoughts like this. I, Sarva Prapti Swarup, and the best title which I like, which Bhagavata gave today, Ruhani Yad Swarup, spiritual embodiment of remembrance. I think that's such a heavily word. I sit out at Amrit Vela with a plain intellect, no mixed feelings, no confusion, no desire, what I want, no manman, as I've already willed the thought of my mind for a second, and as everything belongs to God, carefree, just His Shriman. This is the background, and I am a merciful child of the merciful Father, jewel of contentment. And I have pure feelings, good wishes for all. And I'm looking out to the people who just want 3 things: power, devotion, liberation. The last part, I shall lift the souls from their pareshan to shan. I shall stop their wanderings after temporary mirage by holding their hands with my hand of contentment. I shall remove them from the trap of their web of temporary desires and make them Ichha Matram Avidya Sheetalati and reveal them to their elevated dignity. This is what I like. In fact, this word dignity just brings me to the Avyak Lok in Shantivan, where divinity, dignity, detachment, and dedication was Dadi Gulsar. But so from here, it started from what? And it ends in dignity. This is what I took. I would like to really go through the Murli. My Swaman, what Baba wants me to do and what the people of the world want.
Shanti. Thank you.
Om Shanti. So Baba says the desire, right? So desire will cause distress. So Baba says desire is nothing but that ichha. So that will sometimes the desire will say, okay, if we have this thing, we feel acha. That means good, yes. So this is all perishable desires, which will all be fulfilled. But they will give only the temporary satisfaction for some times. And it's like, Baba gave an example that's like a spider's web. So, we have to end all these silly desires that I want this and I want that. So we have to become that beyond having any sort of an ichha that should be our aim here. So if you can reduce the desires, then there is also the saying that it will reduce your problems. Okay, Om Shanti. Thank you.
Yes. We have to free ourselves from desires. Like Baba said, Ichha Matram Avidya. Anyone else would like to share?
Yeah, so in today's Murli, Baba speaks about having the plain intellect for you to get the right touching from the Father. And this is just an early morning experience of today's Amrit Vela. There was something which was going on the mind with regards to a relationship with a friend. And what actually happened in Amrit Vela is while I was sitting and somehow I was not able to concentrate. And so I started using a commentary without even looking at what that commentary was. And the commentary was all about the relationship with Khuda Dost. And that's the experience that I wanted to share with Sven. And one is when you are actually one with what you are looking at and not even having any iota of doubt or thought about it. Something which was going on was picked up, and the whole 45 minutes was all about how divine and beautiful is a relationship with Khuda Dost. So I was settled with what was happening around. That's what I wanted to share while we were reading this morning today.
Wonderful. Baba was reminding who your true friend is.
Indeed.
Yes. Like today, Baba mentioned about true wealth. Baba said true wealth can never be wasted. So the moments we also spent with our true friend, our true father, our true parent, those moments are also very uplifting and won't go into waste. That's why Baba adds the word true, that brings power, that uplifts us.
So, and then there's one more point in today's Murli where the reflection is whatever is happening, stand in the place of it's going to be benevolent. Everything is happening for good. And that is the point which will allow you to stop thinking and just set yourself free. Practicing that ongoingly is what I'm taking up as a consistent practice.
Right. And that is being carefree, what Baba said in the Murli today. Today, Baba said carefree means that everything that is happening is good, seeing the benevolence, the goodness, the everything. So everything that's happening is good. And that, Baba said, then makes us carefree.
So I have a question here, which was coming at that point of time when you were reading those lines of the Murli. Gita also speaks, and Baba also always says that whatever happens, happens for good. But at that moment, when the thing is showing up and we experiencing there is something which is not happening right, how do one deal with it at that point in time?
We also need to know that what we may be looking at is just the limited part of the drama. But we don't know what is the unlimited part of the drama. What is the scene a result of? It has to be something as a result of what has happened in the past, or so on and so forth, or the act of that actor, the part that the actor has to play. It's a result of that. That soul has to play that part, and it is playing the way it is meant to happen, and there is a reason for that. So when I remind myself, don't look at just what I'm seeing at face level or what they're speaking at face level, but there's so many things behind it that could be a result of that. There's so many people who do wrong things, but that's because many times in the childhood itself, they have not been receiving any love. They were ill-treated. They were not understood. Their upbringing was very challenging. And that's the reason why they have the sanskaras which they have right now. So we just look at that moment and we look at that limited aspect, what we see at face level, and we come to that conclusion, this is not good, this is not right. But Baba says now you make your intellect very broad and make it unlimited, which means that I may not know the whole story, but I know when I start looking at things from an unlimited way, there is a reason for everything that's happening. And everything is actually taking us towards our stage of perfection, and it is bringing the new world closer. So it is for me to just to be observed and stay detached, not to have any opinions, because there's so much happening in the unlimited. And that's why Baba says, you also just detach yourselves. You don't have to think about what things are happening, but all you have to do is stay with Baba. And as much as you stay with Baba and you experience your treasures and attainments, you will experience it. And then automatically, as we become full, we'll be giving it very naturally to others. So, yes.
Snehaban, can I just add one thing?
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to pick two things which you said, unlimited way and hidden incognito. And as Rakhi-ben rightly said, no, it happens. It's not that something.
Right.
That's why even in today's Murli, if you see Baba says, what you think, your manmat, what you want things to happen, is that equation equal to what people need? What are their desires? See, even in their desire for power, see, even the desire for devotion, which was something very thing which Baba said, they are just saying, okay, give us few moments. Thoda to what they say, ek boond to do. Their desires. Thirdly, Baba's Shrimat. See, this equation, when if it is perfect, when it is well balanced, so jo hoga, wahi hoga, aur jo ho raha hai, whatever is happening is nice. But what happens, we are not really aware of that incognito, hidden desires of the world. And sometimes even the Shrimat of Baba, we mix up. That's why, as I feel, in the last paragraph where Baba said, Amrit Vela. So what I do, if today something has happened and it has not happened at all, and I say, no, Baba, like you said, I cannot get detached. That one thing I can't tell Baba, no, ab jo bhi kara rahe. But next day at Amrit Vela, I sit. I sit and say, Baba, why did it happen like this? Can you give me the reason behind it? I'm not saying jo hua hai, wrong hai, it's not according, but give me. So maybe at that time, thoda sa, we may get a kind of screen of kya ho. But otherwise, as Rakhi-ben says, this happens. Things don't happen. This then we just say kya, and people just give one big drama. So I just wanted to say that I just see the three equation which is given even in today's Murli. My manmat, my mind. Second, equal to what they need, their pulse. Third, Shrimat. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Yes. And yeah, but it's true, it happens. And the like you said, we give it to Baba, and then definitely we receive those answers and that help also from Baba to understand what I need to do here, what my part is here. I'll just share an example. A few days back, not few days, it may be a back matter of few weeks. One soul, she said a few things that were quite hurtful. And yeah, I did feel about it, but not to a great extent, but yes, I did feel about it. And I sat with Baba in Amrit Vela and I'm like, I don't think that what that soul said was right. That was my opinion. Like Baba said today, we sit in Amrit Vela and we say, this should not have happened. This should have happened this way. And 2 days later, in the Murli, in the slogan, Baba said that the reason to get insulted is because you have ego. So if you got insulted, if you had those feelings, now you check what was the ego behind it. And then first I was like, okay, it's always our fault. But no, it's true. It's true. Why? If Dadi Gulzar would say that if you are having a reaction means that sanskara is in you. If you wouldn't have that sanskara, that reaction would not come. That trigger would not come. So then I started thinking what was the reason, till I actually found out that the main reason was because I was having that particular ego that, because of certain reasons, you should not have spoken to me like that, and so on and so forth. So internally, I did reflect on that. So yes, those moments happen, and the more we give it to Baba, then we realize that what are those things within us, the sanskars within us, which we need to mold. So definitely, drama is teaching us through all the scenes that we are experiencing and making us ever ready and carefree, like Baba said in today's Murli. And since Baba spoke about desires, there's one small story I would like to share, and then we'll move into meditation. So there was this one sister, she was very firm, a firm child of Baba, and would follow Srimad in all aspects. But she had this desire for food. She used to like tasty food. She used to cook tasty food, and of course, in Baba's house also, Baba centers, they all cook good food, have tasty food. So then a time came when she became very, very sick, and she was in the hospital. She was really in her end moments, and she started craving for pani puri. So then her son called the center that could you make pani puri, because she follows dharna, she only eats the center food or what she cooks. But unfortunately, those sisters were busy that day at the center, so they were like, no, we cannot make anything. We are busy with seva and everything. And the son got that thought that if my mother is craving something so much, let me get it from outside. He got it from outside. He put it in her mouth. She took one bite, and that's when the soul left the body. So much that soul must have made an effort to stay in dharna, to stay firm. And just because of that one desire, the desire of food, at the end, when she's leaving the body, there's in a way you've, broken that Srimad that you followed all this while. Because of course she was semi-conscious. She probably didn't even have the strength to ask what you're feeding me or anything. But of course since she was saying, I want to eat pani puri, the son just wanted to give her that. But these desires, that's what happens in those end moments. They erupt from our subconscious with that intensity. So Baba says, finish all that right now, so that in those end moments we don't have these eruptions happening. And we have well taken care of all of these right now when we have that time to make the effort we can. So that's why we have to check ourselves. What is it that I'm holding on to that is not making me feel good, that's making me feel distressed? And give it all to Baba. Will everything and receive all the power and blessings from Baba. So we'll just have two minutes meditation. I know we're a bit over time, and we'll end. Let's just take a minute or two, reminding myself that I am a jewel of contentment. I have a light of crown on my head. I am the child of the bestower of fortune, and the one who has willed everything to Baba. My thoughts, my time, wealth, body, everything belongs to Baba. And Baba is the one guiding me in every step. I am carefree and I am ever ready. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Sneha Ben. Thank you, Divine Family. We shall meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Om Shanti.